Hey everybody, welcome back to my Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin Let's Play. My name is Rob. And we're going to finish up the tutorial in this video. Or at least get mostly through it. We can consider the first part kind of an introduction. So anyway, onwards through the tutorial, we're going to go through this white light, fog gate, whatever you want to call it. Instead of marks on the ground, we have tombstones that basically tell you how to attack and all that stuff. I may read some of them, but for the most part, I know how to play the game. Bonk. Beat you with my mace. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to dual wield clubs with this character and maybe try out hexes or miracles or some kind of spell casting. I don't know. The one time I beat the game, I kind of used like a, I started out as like a quality-ish build, but then kind of started going more for strength. And thankfully in Dark Souls 2, which this is one of the best improvements that they made from Dark Souls 1, they allowed you to respec your stats. To where like if you started out as a quality build or a mundane build or whatever, and you wanted to do like say miracles or sorcery, or you wanted to go full strength or whatever, you can just completely reallocate your stats with a particular item that you get. Do I have any torches? Yeah, there we go. Also, Dark Souls 2 has torches. You can light all these torches. In the original game, lighting the torches in the tutorial did nothing. In this game, I think it makes like an invader appear or something like that. So I'm just going to kind of light them as I go. It's kind of a compulsion that comes from playing Zelda games like Ocarina of Time during my childhood. Alrighty. Here's where the game sets you up for learning the backstab, which it's not as easy to do backstabs in Dark Souls 2. But they're still very powerful. It's not as easy to backstab or parry in this game, so you're not going to see me do it near as often as I did in the first Dark Souls. Whoop. Yeah, there's another one of those bipedal hippo enemies standing in front of that coffin that lets you go from male to female or female to male if you didn't like the gender that you picked for your character. I'm not sure if there's a feature that lets you change the character's appearance after you've already made it, but no, it's just kind of whatever to me. Game lets you start off with a dagger. Oh. Got shot with an arrow. Is that somebody? No? Okay, there he is. I knew there was another enemy in here somewhere. Oh, and cloth physics on your armor. That's another thing Dark Souls 2 introduced. Just realized that watching my character run around in this fancy robe. Being able to use multiple items at once, like a stack of, you know, soul items or whatever, that was first introduced in this game. And then they ended up incorporating that in the remastered edition of Dark Souls 1, which was very useful. Whoa. Oh, nuts. There we go. Let's see. Am I missing anything? An item. Life gems. Yeah, not everybody liked that you could use healing items other than like the Estus Flask or like humanity or whatever, but I don't know, it seems like it works out fine in this game. I mean, you used consumable healing items in Demon Souls, which was a precursor to Dark Souls, so I mean, I never saw anything wrong with it. And besides, the life gems heal you slowly over a period of like several seconds. It's not like instantaneous healing. The Estus Flask will heal you quicker, but it takes longer to actually do the animation to use it. And that's another thing that adaptability does, is it increases the speed of your animations. And here's a little bird's nest, so yeah, we all knew what was coming.
Give us Silky.
Give us more than Silky.
Alright, so of course you find the crows very early in the game, and you can drop items to trade with them. We picked up a smooth and silky stone outside of the house of those firekeepers or whatever, so we're going to leave that here. You can also stack items to leave with the crows in this game. You don't have to do it one at a time. You don't have to quit out to get the item that you left behind. And we got the petrified something, which I think is specifically for trading with the crows. So we're going to give them those 2 items.
Yeah. So nice. So smooth.
Yeah. Silky smooth.
Yeah. Instead of warm and soft, they want silky and smooth.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I want to pick up the items. Got an old whip. And a titanite slab. Very nice. See, that is why you choose the petrified something. You don't always get a titanite slab for your troubles, but, I mean, hey, it's worth it to try, you know, right? Because most of those items, they're consumables that you'll get plenty of anyway. You know, and I would recommend the healing wares if you think you might be having trouble with the game and you're going through healing items faster than you'd like to. Well, you know, they can be helpful, but everything else, I mean, you might as well get the petrified something and see if you can get a rare item like that. But it's not always a titanite slab. Sometimes it's like a channeler's trident or something like that. Okay, so we did that first area. I'm going to continue lighting all the torches here. And the vanilla game that came out on the PlayStation 3 and the 360 and all that, yeah, don't waste your time lighting the torches. But in this game, it actually does something. I think I already pointed that out, but just to reiterate, I like to light all the torches anyway, just because, I mean, well, I like to light torches. Wield right weapon two-handed, yeah. Already learned all that. Running attack. Whoa. There we go. Oh, instead of a kick, to knock an enemy shield out of the way, you do that. It's like charged up backhand move. And there's like a an animation for striking an enemy after like knocking their shield out of the way. It's kind of like a parry. It's another thing introduced in this game. No torches on the inside of this room? That's a shame. Alright, here's where the game teaches you how to jump. Woo! The jump mechanic is a little bit better in this game. Dark Souls 2 introduced being able to jump with, like pressing the L3 or whatever. The original Dark Souls, there was only one way to do the jump. And thankfully, when they made the remaster, it lets you remap buttons and everything, which is cool. Another reason I prefer the remaster to the original. Alright, so in here... Is there any enemies I can do a plunging attack on? Yeah, there he is. I'm gonna see if I can do a jumping attack. Yeah! And I completely missed, but got a backstab, so that'll work. Woo. Get maced! with an actual mace instead of spray mace. Let's see. There's a door here. Some cracked red eye orbs if you want to start invading. I'm not going to worry with any of the online play or anything like that. I may get invaded here and there because there's still a pretty good player base for Scholar of the First Sin, but I'm not going to intentionally like try to... I'm not going to go out of my way for online play, we'll put it that way. Any torches in here I can light? No, doesn't look like it, okay. There's one right there. And one right here. Okay. I think I know what I have to do. Go back through there real fast. Get those torches lit. Yeah, I got that. I'm bad about forgetting what I do so quickly. Okay, there's a ladder over here, I remember now. My short-term memory is just poop. Can't think of too much else to say about Dark Souls 2 for the moment. I'm sure it'll come to me as I play the game. Yeah, I didn't like Dark Souls 2 very much the first time I played it, but I eventually got to where I really liked it and appreciated it for what it is, you know. It's different from Dark Souls 1 in a lot of ways. It isn't made by Miyazaki, even though he oversaw a lot of its creation, from what I understand, but he didn't actually have a hand in making it. But when you read up or watch videos on the actual development process of... Oh, did my torch completely go out? I guess it did, yeah. Torches are timed in this game. And as you get torches, that like adds to the counter. Oh well. I'll come back and light this up later on, I guess. Yeah, completely gone. Oh well. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 had a very troubled development process. And it's a wonder that they even cranked out a game that's as decent as this is. A statue blocks your way. Yeah, that wasn't there in the original game. You need an item to dissolve that statue. You can get in there and get the items within. But for now, that's pretty much the tutorial. I've gotten all the items from it that I can get for the time being. There are messages on the ground that are still left from players, but all the tutorial messages are on those tombstones. Alright. And here we are in the game's hub world, Majula. I actually really like Majula. It's cool. It's melancholic and just, I don't know. I like it. And I like the music. It reminds me of Harry Potter music or something. I don't know. Let me see. There's a drop off here where you can get some more items. Yeah, here we go. I wonder why all those pools of blood are there. Because people are diving into the sea. Let's see here. Get the Morning Star and the Cleric Sacred Chime, which I already have. Morning Star is another mace type weapon. Get the binoculars, always useful. You can actually move around with them in this game. And you equip them, instead of them being like an item, you equip them in like your hand, like a weapon or something. And we get to our second bonfire. Another difference between this game and Dark Souls 1, if you light a bonfire, you automatically, like, it's your checkpoint. You don't have to sit at a bonfire in order for, like let's say if I were to die, I would go back to this bonfire without having to rest at it. Which is useful, because you can activate the bonfires as a checkpoint, without having to respawn enemies. Also, no longer do you level up at bonfires. That's not an option anymore. You have to level up the Emerald Herald, which is a character over there by that tree. I'll go see her in a minute. See, we can travel back to the other bonfire things betwixt. You can attune spells, burn items, which is a new thing. You can burn a human effigy. What does this do? Use this item to reverse hollowing. It also weakens the links to other worlds, preventing invasions and most... Okay. So that just kind of lessens the chances of somebody being able to invade you. But I don't necessarily advise using that because, I mean, unless you're just getting invaded over and over. But human effigies are more useful just using them when you've died after a few times. And you automatically have an item box instead of having to buy one, which is cool. Some people didn't like the fact that you can travel from bonfire to bonfire from the very beginning of the game, but I mean, considering that this game is constructed differently from the first Dark Souls, where, you know, all the areas don't necessarily connect on each other at the beginning, it just fits the game to me. I don't mind it at all. I actually kind of like it. So let's go ahead and talk to the Emerald Herald and see what she has to say.
Are you the next monarch?
A butterfly? Yes, I am.
Or merely a pawn of fate?
What? No.
Bearer of the curse. I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters.
Oh.
Take
You my
this
girlfriend?
with you. May it ease your journey.
So she gives us our first Estus flask.
Go on and see the king. He
What
who
king?
made Drangleic what it once was.
Oh,
He
Elvis?
who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick.
No, not Elvis. You may level up by the power of the Emerald Herald.
Bearer of the curse, seek misery. For misery will lead you to greater, stronger souls.
That doesn't sound
You will
fun.
never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid.
Oh.
Seek those whose names are unutterable. The four endowed with immense souls.
Sound familiar?
Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away. Bearer of the curse, seek souls.
She's finally saying it.
Larger, more powerful souls. Seek the king. That is the only way. Lest this land swallow you whole, as it has so many others.
Yeah, that becomes like her line for whenever you talk to her. Alright, so she can level you up and upgrade your Estus flask or just talk to you. How much can I level up at this point, or do I even want to? I'm trying to think. I don't believe there's any... Well, there is a merchant over there that I would buy. I don't know if I'm going to bother buying a shield from him or not. I might just go with the one that it's in like one of the first areas of the game. So, we have Vigor, which is your HP. Vitality is now a different stat, which is your equip load. Equip load is no longer tied to endurance. Endurance is strictly your stamina and your poise. You have an innate poise in the game, but poise is not nearly as useful or beneficial in Dark Souls 2 as it is Dark Souls 1, so I tend to not even pay that much attention to it. Attunement is attunement. It gives you your attunement slots and casting speed. It was a thing in Dark Souls 1, it was a stat that you couldn't actually see, but your casting speed would increase as you increased your dex at like different points of dexterity, with 45 being the maximum. In this game, it's an actual numerical stat that increases as you increase attunement, and maybe intelligence and faith, yeah, but not adaptability. So strength, obviously, strength weapons, you know, dex, same thing, dex weapons, but it also gives you poison bonus and bleeding bonus. There's a lot more little stats to look at in Dark Souls 2 than there is Dark Souls 1. Adaptability, it increases your resistances, so in a way it's kind of like resistance was in Dark Souls 1, except that it's useful now because there's a stat over here to the side called Agility, which boosts ease of evasion and other actions. What this does basically, it increases your iframes with the dodge roll, and it also increases the speed in which you do actions like healing is a big one. Using an Estus Flask, which is slow as Christmas in this game when you start off. And I don't know if it increases the speed in which you like open chests and stuff, but it's just very useful overall. So definitely recommend raising that. Agility is raised by both attunement and adaptability, so putting points into both and kind of raising a little bit, you know, from each of those two stats is probably the best way to go. Intelligence and faith. Intelligence is your magic bonus for spells, you know, sorceries. It also gives bonuses to fire, darkness, different elemental defenses. Faith, think of faith as like intelligence and faith will both raise like darkness and fire damage, but intelligence raises like your magic for sorceries. Faith raises lightning damage, and yeah, looks like that's about it. There's not a separate stat for like holy damage or anything like that. So think of faith as lightning, intelligence, magic, and they both boost like different things. So for now, what do I want to do? Let me just put a point into strength just to raise something. So eventually I want a bunch of strength so I can dual wield clubs. Yeah. And I want to be able to one-hand my mace too if I choose.
Over the hill and past the forest is the king's castle, where a man peered straight into the essence of the soul. But whatever came of it, those who come to Dranglake seeking salvation soon lose hope and turn hollow. It happens to them all, sooner or later. That blue knight at the base of the tower, his spirit is already broken. Although he does offer sound advice. Perhaps he is a foreshadowing of your own future.
Me? Nah, I'm too full of pep for that.
That tiny thing inside the ruins.
Tiny
An
thing?
ancient being that will mock your very existence.
Oh, we're gonna go see that very soon.
She imparts sound wisdom,
Best character in the game.
provided you find her on a good day.
Hands down, best character.
The sign you bear will drain your very souls. And without souls, you will turn hollow. Stay strong. Do not lose hope.
Check out my rad dance moves.
Even when you have precious little time. For when the undead dies, it is never truly dead, but only one step closer to hollowing. Not all undead are hollows, but all hollows were once undead. If you find an Estus shard, bring it to me, so that I may ease your burden.
Oh yeah, that Estus Flask that she gives you only has one use, as opposed to being able to use 5 from the very beginning of Dark Souls 1. You bring her Estus Flask shards, that adds 1 to your Estus Flask counter. So, again, helps to have other healing items like the life gems and what have you.
Over the hill and...
Alright, now she's
Those who
repeating. Nope, wait.
Perhaps he...
I skipped too fast, okay. Alright, so, yeah, exhausting dialogue, also important in Dark Souls 2, as it is Dark Souls 1. Actually, for the rest of the video, I'm probably mostly just going to be talking to NPCs and exploring Majula, so, I mean, if you were hoping I would go ahead and proceed with the next area of the game, sorry. That'll probably be in the next video, so, yeah. Let's go ahead on up here and meet this game's version of the Crestfallen Warrior and talk to him a few times.
You're undead, aren't you? You have that
Yes.
distinct scent, the smell of irreversible fate. This is
Because I don't
Majula.
wear deodorant.
It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. And in Dranglake these days, there are very few places like that. I am Solden, And like you, I lost everything. And now I'm here. You probably heard
didn't lose
that it
everything.
was possible to break the curse here. Well, that's not true at all. There's nothing here for you, me, or anybody. Do you know much about souls?
I know everything about souls.
Even I'm not certain, but I'm told that the soul is the essence of life itself. Anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one. What we call the curse is traceable to the soul. Do you see what that means? To be alive, to walk this earth. No!
Oops.
Oh.
I didn't mean to do that.
Do you know much about souls? Even I'm not certain, but I'm told that the soul is the essence of life itself. Anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one. What we call the curse is traceable to the soul. Do you see what that means?
You are hollow
To be
inside.
alive, to walk this earth. That's the real curse, right there.
Ah, don't be such a Debbie Downer.
Undead will never die. And that's quite a predicament, really.
You know what would cheer you up and what would make this place better? A taco stand. That's what Nabajula needs, a taco stand. And together we can open one up and serve the best tacos in, here, this place.
There are 4 beings in this land with giant souls. And wherever you go from here, you'll sooner or later come up against them. Each has a powerful soul and a terrible curse. If that frightens you, then you ought to just give up right now. Like I have.
Nah, bro, I ain't scared.
Do you ever cry out for help?
When I stub my toe.
The journey of an undead is long and treacherous. You'll face invaders from other worlds at every turn.
Yeah, they're usually nice,
If you
though.
need help, why not proclaim faith in the Blue Sentinels?
I probably will do
When
that,
you
actually.
face danger, the Blue Sentinels will come to your aid. Protection is yours, if you wish. You need only accept their kind embrace.
Yeah, the Blue Sentinels are kind of like a twist on the Dark Moon Covenant of Dark Souls 1. Kind of. They function similarly, and you can join a covenant similar to the Way of White in the first game, where the Way of White makes you less susceptible to invasions, allegedly. You join the Way of Blue, and that allows blue phantoms to invade your world when you're being invaded by red to help protect you. So, yeah, sure, why not? Since I am playing online, and being undead, as I am right now, having died once, does not protect you from invasions in this game. I don't think.
That is a wise decision. People are weak, but the Blue Sentinels watch over us in their benevolence. Let the Sentinels cradle you in their embrace.
I've heard the Blue Sentinels referred to as the Police Covenant by a YouTuber I really like.
Do you feel lonely here?
You don't have to be
It
lonely at
suits me just
farmersonly.com.
As I've nothing left anyway. It will grow on you, this place. Give it some time.
We can learn a gesture now. Welcome. Yes, I like that gesture. Enter Covenant. We're already belong to this
Do
covenant.
you see the way beyond the bonfire? There was once a great fort. You may
Yeah, basically from here on he just kind of tells you where to go. He offers exposition, much like the Crestfallen Warrior does in the first game,
May you find peace on your journey.
but I don't need a ton of exposition right now. On the back of this monument, the letters are worn beyond recognition. I think that has something to do with maybe the DLC. I'm not sure. And there's no commas, so I can't really see it that well. 290,174,674 deaths worldwide in Dark Souls 2. Is that really all? I don't know, maybe it's just on this server that I'm happen to be on, I'm not sure. So, whew, I don't really want to talk to anybody else right now. The smith, I do need to talk to him, but I also want to get like items and stuff, so. Yeah, there we go. Life gem, soul of a nameless soldier. The game is pretty generous with the consumable items, which is nice.
Who are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door. I packed my tools in here, seeing it was vacant.
I can't open
Now
it.
somebody's gone and locked the door.
Well, you could climb through the window, huh? No?
I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools.
He's kind of green like us.
Bring me that key. Chop chop.
I wonder what killed him. And he says, chop chop.
I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without Bring me that key.
my tools. Bring me my tools. Chop chop. This is going to be a fun Let's Play. I already know it is. Some more life gems. One of the first areas of the game, I'm not going to go down there just yet. You can come around here and immediately there's another covenant right here at this monument, which I'm not going to join because it basically just makes the game harder for you. Some more bones. You can offer all stones. It's the Victor Stone, and you know, if the game's not hard enough for you, you can just kneel at this thing and yeah. But if you accidentally do that, starting off in the game, you can leave covenants very early in the game by talking to an NPC in Majula. So it pays to explore everything. Definitely. Before I talk to that particular NPC, which is the best NPC in the game, I'm going to talk to this guy with the fancy hat.
Hello there. Welcome to my shop. I'm Morlin, and I sell armor. Oh, sorry, Please do have a look at my wares. I could really use the business. If you'd be so kind.
Sure, man. He sells shields, iron parma, silver eagle kite shield, twin dragon great shield, which is kind of like the eagle shield in Dark Souls 1. And he sells the standard set, which is the set of the warrior or soldier, whatever it's called. Infantry armor, gloves and boots. And then the falconer set, which is the knight armor in this game, which the knight doesn't start off with the complete set because he's missing his helmet. He sells that helmet. And basically, all merchants function this way in the game. The more stuff you buy from them, the bigger their inventory will get over time. Another cool addition to Dark Souls 2.
I came from the west, from Volgan. Have you been
Volgan?
there? It's a lively place, vibrant with trade.
I met a guy named Volgan.
Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere. But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold. It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway. I don't even know why I'm still here. Everything's all run down and dying. It's terrible for business, really. Well, I do hope I see you again.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, his sob story. He came out here and blah blah. Nobody buys from me. Yeah. I'll buy some stuff from him eventually. Come up here. Get an item. Titanite shard. Very nice. He's nice. I can't jump down from here, can I? There we go. You come here in the corner. It looks like he's got some different things. Looks like a blacksmith used to set up shop here, but the smith that's over there doesn't do anything like that. You see items from Dark Souls 1, like the wooden shield, the large leather shield, halberd, stuff like that. The large leather shield is in this game. I don't know if the wooden shield is or not. Can't remember. Let's see. Be careful. Be very careful not to fall in that hole. It is certain death. Even jumping down to those planks without a certain ring or enough health is most definitely certain death. So we're just going to avoid that. This house is locked. We don't have the key yet, but we will get it pretty early in the game. If you come over to this well and you knock this rock down, you immediately get an item, our first Estus Flask Shard. So we'll have 2 Estus Flasks beginning instead of just the 1. Best NPC in the game. The very best.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining. Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say.
A talking cat.
Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat.
There's always time to chat with cats. Always.
Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shalqua. Enchanté. So, what did you want anyway?
I want to pet your fur.
Smell wonderful.
Like your reversible fate? So you can abandon covenants through her. You can also look at the covenants that you have become a part of. She talks, you can buy items. She sells the silver cat ring, which reduces damage from falling, but it's like 12 million bajillion dollars, so I can't afford any of this stuff yet. But she sells a lot of useful stuff. A lot of niche stuff, I guess. But useful nonetheless. It's just an all-around useful NPC.
Nothing suited you, I presume? Well, that's dismaying.
Yeah. Oh, and also, she is invincible.
Oh, spare me, please.
She cannot die. She doesn't aggro, I don't think, either. And I think eventually she just laughs at you.
Oh, keep trying.
And I'm fairly certain this has no bearing on her, like,
Oh,
anything.
who are you again?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not serious. You do have a rather pleasant scent. The type I'm quite fond of.
So, like, you can just beat her with a club and she doesn't even
Nothing
care.
suit-
Nope. Oh, it's not letting me hit her anymore. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. It's kind of funny, like, blood spurts out of her head and she's just like,
Oh.
whatever.
You do the type. Nothing suited you, I presume.
Alright.
Well,
So-
that's just-
That's pretty much going to be the second video. Sorry these first 2 were kind of boring, but I assure you it will get better. Let me see if I can find my favorite gesture. Which one of these do I not really want? We got a bow. We've got... I like the titles of these. I won't bite. It's like, come on, no, I won't bite. Got a point, a wave. I don't really care for the wave that much because, only because, you have righty-ho. I like righty-ho much better. So, I'm going to replace the wave with welcome. Yes. Kind of like the game's well, what is it, but kind of not. It can have both meanings. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Once again, I'm sorry this wasn't the most interesting part, but stick around. It's going to get better. I'll see you guys soon with the next part of Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. Until then, y'all take care.